Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvellous things. This is how Psalm 98 opens, with a call to sing to the Lord. This is such a joyful psalm full of encouragements to sing and shout and make music in a wonderful celebration of the Lord. From verse 4 we read, "Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth, burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp and the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn, shout for joy before the Lord the King." We're called to use all kinds of instruments, all our voices, in this celebration of the Lord the King. So, whether you're a violinist or a bassoonist, a jazz trumpeter or a choral singer, you can and should use these gifts to make joyful music to the Lord. But why are we celebrating? What is so wonderful that the correct response is to burst into this massive, joyful musical celebration? Well, firstly, verses 1 to 3 tell us that we are to sing because of what the Lord has done. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvellous things. His right hand and his holy arm have worked salvation for him. The Lord has made his salvation known and revealed his righteousness to the nations. He has remembered his love and his faithfulness towards Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. The psalmist encourages us to celebrate the mighty Lord who has made his salvation known. The righteous God who is faithful and loving towards his people, such that the whole world has seen his wonderful salvation. And so all these calls to shout for joy and burst into jubilant song are a response to the loving King who has saved his people. But the celebration doesn't end here. It's not just the people that are celebrating. From verse 7 we read, "Let the sea resound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy." The psalmist paints a beautiful picture of the whole of creation joining in with this celebration. We get to see this wonderful imagery of the seas and the rivers and the mountains singing the praises of the Lord in a joyful chorus that involves the whole world. We're also given a second reason to sing, which we see in verse 9. The psalmist says, "Let them sing before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples with equity." So we're also to sing because of what the Lord will do. He's coming to judge the earth in righteousness. Maybe this seems like a slightly strange reason to sing and celebrate, but for people living in a broken world, filled with injustice and evil and darkness, isn't this actually really wonderfully good news? We can sing when we're surrounded with devastating injustice because we know that justice will be done. And we can celebrate the Lord in the midst of a broken world because we know that he is coming to put it right. The most exciting thing for us today is that even more than the person who wrote this psalm, we have such reason to join in with the celebration. The psalmist was celebrating the Lord's salvation, which he had only glimpsed in part. How much more reason do we have to celebrate as those who have seen the awesome price that Jesus paid for our salvation on the cross? As those who have been born again into the newer, better covenant, those who are called children of God, those who have his very Spirit with us. It's like the psalmist had seen the Lord's amazing salvation in black and white, whereas we get to see and experience it in glorious technicolor. So, sing. Sing as those who have been saved wonderfully by Jesus. Sing because we have been brought into his family. Join in with the whole of creation in a joyful celebration. And sing because we know he's coming back.